This is great. Brian Griffiths, 1114. I find Mick West entertaining and often thought-provoking, even though I may not always agree with him. I also suspect, and let's be real, y'all, there's no one on the world you're going to agree everything with. So that's like, right? Like I always
Yeah.
say that. Um, that deep down, he wants to be convinced of the existence of UFOs and visiting ATs.
I
I
would
would
say
think we'd all
that's not
be,
deep
be,
down.
yeah, it's
That's
like if an alien showed up, we'd all be
yeah,
excited,
that'd be
right? Yeah,
great. I
like,
would love it. I'd love it.
sure,
And yeah, I'd love to discover it myself. Like, and look at study a UFO video and be able to prove that this was an actual genuine anomaly.
of
But
course,
unfortunately, that's not what happens. I go into these investigations of UFO videos trying to figure out what's going on in the video. And of course, you
sure,
have to consider mundane explanations. But if none of those mundane explanations fit, then it could be something else. It could be something that is genuinely anomalous. But
sure.
there really hasn't been any compelling evidence of that. But I would love for it to be true. I'd love to, discover that the US government has a crashed flying saucer. That would be the most amazing thing ever. Like, the implications for the advancement of technology would be just incredible. So I think that would be great. And I don't want to be convinced in the way that, like, I'm brainwashing myself into being convinced.
Sure.
I want to be convinced by the actual evidence coming out and demonstrating that that thing is real. And so, that's why I look at the actual evidence. That's why I look at videos.
I'm with you. I always say on my channel that I'm on the fence. That's kind of my thing. And I always say that I don't want to be robbed of the moment that I really can definitively confirm this truth of aliens and you. Does that make sense? I don't want to rob myself of that moment. I don't want to just start, I don't want to cross the finish line before I get there and be
Yeah.
like, yeah, it's real. This is happening. I'm just on the fence. To me, there's so much smoke. There's something worth looking into. And there's also a fun, entertaining part to it that I like.
Yeah.
It's just exciting, curious, the stars, the universe, where we come from, all these things. I lump it all together. That's kind of,
Yeah, no, I love that aspect of it as well, the science
that's
part of
kind of
it.
how I look at
Like
it.
I've learned so much stuff doing these
Sure.
investigations over the years, and improved my coding skills as well. I'm doing this big simulator thing that I do called SitRec, where I
Which is
recreate
awesome,
things.
by the way. I've seen some of that stuff you did with jellyfish and all that. It's
Yeah,
awesome, dude. Like this is what I tell people on the channel about you all the time is you don't have to agree with everything anyone is saying. Jeremy Corbell, Mick West, whoever the person is, right? But you can take what they're saying and things they provide, and it can be of value to you. And I think some of the stuff you provide is honestly essential if you're trying to take this kind of seriously. I think
yeah,
what you
just
provide
straightforward
is is
science.
is pretty essential. Yeah, man. I
Yeah,
mean, look, I think you bring attention to the UFO community by just doing what you're doing. You do. You bring attention to people that go, oh, you know what? I could get into UFO stuff, mix here, this here. Like
yeah,
this is like a balanced thing here. Let's again, people don't have to believe it or not believe it. They can be like myself of just, and I'm just here. I don't know. I'm not an arbiter of every. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here for the ride. Let's see where this goes. Something's going on. Is it crazy people, UFOs, disinformation, a mix, our advanced tech? Something's
mm,
exciting. Something's happening. I'm here for
yeah,
it.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I get it.
you know,
Yeah,
real quick, that question they wanted to ask you was, I'd like to know how he would react to an announcement made by the U.S. president confirming David Grush's claims or an event that resulted in catastrophic disclosure. I
yeah.
guess that means like
I mean,
the aliens would reveal themselves somehow,
well,
maybe
catastrophic
potentially.
disclosure is like someone other than the government controlling the disclosure, which is kind of weird, isn't it? Like, you think about it, like we've got Carl Nell and David Grush out there saying, "Yeah, this is all real." Isn't that disclosure? I mean, how can you have catastrophic disclosure without the government saying? I guess you'd have to release some actual evidence, and that would be the catastrophic disclosure. But yeah, how would I react to it? I'd be like, "Whoa, that's very interesting." I'm like.
That's it.
Uh,
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I'd
tell
have
me
a
more.
party. Tell me more. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I get it. I totally get it. Yeah,
I'd
I
be
think
like,
we would all react that way. All
I
right.
mean, how else would I react? I'd be like, oh no, I was wrong.
Yeah, I was
Shit.
wrong. Shit. Yeah, absolutely.
It's like, no,
That's
I'd be
funny.
like, this is awesome.
Of course,
Yeah, and the thing
absolutely.
is, like people say, like, yeah, Mick, if the government said like UFOs are real, like UFOs are actual, aliens or whatever, you'd be out of a job. And one, I don't have a job. This isn't, well, I don't have a job like,
Sure.
debunking things on Twitter. Uh,
I think there'd be more work for you to
yeah,
do than
exactly. I was going to
ever.
say, what would happen is there'd be way more UFO sightings after that than before. And so there'd be way
Sure.
more work in terms of disambiguating the science
Sure.
sightings than there was before. So it's not like all of a sudden every single thing you see in the sky is now going to be the aliens or the transdimensional beings.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah,
Going to be the same
exactly.
as before.
Yes.
Most of them, if
Yes.
not all of them, are going to be the usual
Something
unfortunate
else.
airborne clutter and
Sure.
misidentifications.